Welcome! In this video, Zbcn makes a new advertising deal. What will the price do? We will analyze it. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and please watch to the end to understand.
But first, let's analyze Zbcn. When we look at the market chart, one of the most important structures that can be clearly seen is the rising trend line. A rising trend occurs when the price consistently makes higher lows and higher highs over a certain period of time. This forms a basic technical analysis structure that shows buyers are still in control of the market while sellers remain in the background. At the moment, the price has touched this exact rising trend line. From a technical analysis perspective, these touch points are of great importance for understanding the future movement of the market. Trend lines act like invisible support lines of the market. When the price touches this line, buyers usually step in again, selling pressure decreases, and the price reacts upward. Therefore, the current level is a very critical area where the price should bounce and react upward. In rising trends, every touch to the line is like a test of market psychology. Are buyers still strong here, or have they lost their strength? The answer to this question lies in the price movement after this point. If the price takes support from the trend line and starts moving upward, it shows that buyers are still active in the market and that the uptrend may continue. Such moves are often supported by an increase in trading volume because technical traders see a price touching the trend line as a buying opportunity and enter the market collectively. Increased volume strengthens the possibility of a bounce. In such cases, price action tends to gain momentum in the short term, and in the medium term, it increases the potential to test previous highs. The meaning of a trend line is not just to connect past price movements, but also to represent a level collectively watched and respected by market participants. That's why when the price touches this level, it generates a buy signal for many traders at the same time. This collective buying behavior causes the price to move upward suddenly. Another point to pay attention to is the slope of the rising trend. Very steep trends tend to break more quickly, while moderately sloped and stable trends can be sustained for much longer. In the current scenario, if the slope of the trend appears balanced and sustainable, the probability of a stronger reaction after this touch is higher. In the markets, the phrase, "the trend is your friend," is not said without reason. If the trend is up and the price continues to stay above the trend line, the main direction is upward and every dip is seen as a buying opportunity. That's why the current touch point is important not only from a technical perspective, but also from a strategic one. Investors placing stop-loss levels just below the trend line at such points can minimize their risks while maximizing potential returns. As long as the trend is not broken, the bullish scenario remains valid. Looking at the past can be very useful to understand how prices usually react when touching a trend line. If in previous touches the price quickly reacted upward, this may have become a habit. Market participants tend to buy at these levels almost subconsciously. This is like a reflex engraved into the market's memory. If the current touch results similarly, the price may head toward previous resistance levels in a short time. If these resistances are broken, the uptrend may accelerate further. One of the biggest advantages of a rising trend is that the price is also supported psychologically. As investors keep seeing higher prices, their confidence grows, attracting new buyers to the market. With growing confidence, prices continue to rise not only for technical reasons, but also due to optimistic investor expectations. This expectation cycle extends the life of the trend. At the moment, the price touching the trend line may revive this cycle of confidence. Even a small upward movement from this area can boost buyers' courage and start a chain reaction of buying. Another important point is that just below the trend line, there are likely many stop-loss orders. If the price fails to hold on the trend line and breaks downward, these stop losses will be triggered, increasing selling pressure. But if the price bounces upward from the line, these stop areas won't be activated and sellers' hopes will be broken. Breaking sellers' hopes is in buyers' favor in terms of market balance, making the uptrend easier to continue. The price bouncing from a rising trend line is meaningful not only from a technical analysis perspective, but also from the perspective of emotional investor behavior. Some investors see this level as the last chance and strengthen their positions. This adds fresh buying power to the market. Thus, the price supported by the trend line shoots upward like a spring. If this move is supported by strong volume, signals of trend continuation become even stronger. In conclusion, the price touching a rising trend line and bouncing from it is an expected scenario that is technically logical and supported by market psychology. The most important thing to watch at this point is whether the price continues to stay above the line. As long as it stays above, the bullish scenario remains valid and previous highs become targets. The current picture points to a situation where buyers could regain control and the price could gain upward momentum. Therefore, this touch point is a key area that will determine the fate of the next move. But we cannot make a decision based only on trends. Let's look at the other metrics as well. Keep watching.
The W pattern is one of the most well-known reversal patterns in technical analysis and is frequently followed by investors. It gets its name from its resemblance to the letter W on the price chart, created by two bottoms with a peak in between. The formation of this pattern typically follows a downtrend and is considered a strong signal of a potential trend reversal in the market. At present, the price is at the second bottom of this W pattern, which is the most critical stage. The second bottom is essentially a now or never zone for investors, as it determines whether the pattern will complete and whether a potential rally will begin. If the price reacts upward from this area, the right leg of the pattern begins to form, and once completed, it lays the groundwork for a significant upward move. Understanding the logic behind the W pattern allows us to better assess the current situation. The first bottom of the pattern marks the lowest point reached after a downtrend. At this point, selling pressure temporarily eases, and buyers step in to push the price upward. The price then rises to the middle peak, known as the neckline. This initial rise is the first sign that the downtrend may be coming to an end. However, markets rarely reverse direction in a single move. The price falls again, forming the second bottom. The second bottom is crucial because it serves as a test for investors. While sellers attempt to push the price down again, if buyers prevent it from breaking below this level, it confirms the strength and determination of buyers in the market. In the current scenario, the price is precisely at this second bottom, which makes the situation highly decisive for the pattern's future. If the price starts to rise from here, it will not only be a technical bullish signal, but also a psychological sign that investor confidence is returning. The buying wave from the second bottom is usually strong because both technical traders following the pattern and new investors who believe the downtrend is over enter the market. This collective buying often pushes the price quickly to the neckline. The neckline is the most important resistance level on the path to the W pattern's target. After rising from the second bottom, the price reaches this line and may consolidate there for a while. However, if a breakout occurs with strong volume, the pattern is considered technically complete. Completion typically marks the beginning of a powerful upward momentum in the market, as breaking the neckline confirms the end of the downtrend and the start of a new uptrend. In the current case, a strong liftoff from the second bottom could lead to this process developing quickly. The reaction of the price at the second bottom deeply affects investor psychology. If the price begins an upward move here, even investors who had previously exited the market tend to re-enter positions. This is because the pattern is seen as highly reliable. In the past, rallies starting from the second bottom of this pattern have often led to significant price increases. Therefore, experienced traders never overlook these levels. The strength of the liftoff from the second bottom is often measured by trading volume. If there is a notable increase in volume in this area, it indicates that buyers are strongly present in the market. A move without increased volume may remain weak, and the pattern could fail before completion. This is why it is important to monitor the price action along with volume. A rise accompanied by strong volume increases the likelihood of successfully completing the pattern. Calculating the target price for the W pattern is straightforward. The distance from the second bottom to the neckline is projected upward after the breakout. For example, if the difference between the second bottom and the neckline is 50%, then at least an additional 50% rise can be expected after the breakout. Depending on market conditions, this percentage could be much higher. In the current case, if the price lifts off from the second bottom, potential targets can be clearly defined technically, allowing investors to adjust their strategies accordingly. From a psychological perspective, the second bottom of the W pattern creates a double bottom perception. This strengthens the belief among investors that the price will not go below this level. Once such belief takes hold, buying pressure increases and the price rises more easily. This is why a liftoff from the second bottom is not only a technical necessity, but also an indication that the market is collectively deciding to change direction. In addition to traders who follow chart patterns, algorithmic trading systems also closely monitor these levels. Many algorithms generate buy signals at the second bottom of the W pattern, contributing to the acceleration of the upward move. Therefore, in the current position, an upward movement in price could trigger participation not only from manual traders, but also from automated systems. In conclusion, the current price action is at the second bottom of the W pattern, making this a very critical technical level. A move upward from here would not only form the right leg of the pattern, but also restore investor confidence, setting the stage for a strong uptrend. Such situations create major opportunities for patient investors who enter at the right time. A move starting from the second bottom has the potential to reach much higher targets once the neckline is broken. The current setup suggests that if the price holds here and turns upward, a significant bullish story could begin.
The market impact of the photo is an extremely important development in terms of both investor psychology and price movements. In the cryptocurrency market, the effects of news flows and announcements on price have long been a known phenomenon. Especially if such news contains a partnership signal that can directly increase confidence in the project, this situation leads investors to have a positive price expectation both in the short term and in the medium to long term. Even though the photo shared on Zbcn's official channels is not yet a full-fledged collaboration announcement, it is generally perceived by the market as a leading signal. In such cases, investors begin to price in potential official announcements in advance. This is the first part of the behavior known in the market as buy the rumor, sell the news, meaning the moment the rumor or signal spreads, the price tends to react upward. Uphold is a globally recognized platform that offers cryptocurrency trading, custody, and various financial services. A collaboration with such an institution has the potential to expand Zbcn's ecosystem to a wider audience. In terms of liquidity, partnerships of this kind are of great importance. Listing a token on major and reputable exchanges or integrating it with payment service platforms increases both trading volume and accessibility. Naturally, this leads to increased demand and upward price pressure. For investors, the importance of such news is not limited to price expectations. It also means an increase in confidence in the project. This is because institutional-level partnerships usually occur after a long evaluation process. In the current situation, the photo shared by Zbcn may serve as a preparatory signal for investors. Even if no official announcement has been made yet, sharing such clues via social media shows that such a partnership is genuinely on the project team's agenda. In crypto communities, these kinds of posts spread quickly, becoming topics of discussion on forums, Telegram groups, and Twitter. Every new comment increases speculation, which in turn can lead to a rise in trading volume. Especially small and medium-sized investors aim to spot such news early and take positions, because developments like these can sometimes cause sharp upward price movements in a very short time. In addition, the impact of partnership news on price usually occurs in two stages. The first stage is the rumor or signal stage. During this period, the price begins to rise gradually as investors want to price in a possible announcement in advance. The second stage is the moment the official announcement is made. If the partnership is truly confirmed, the price usually moves upward more sharply and rapidly. This rapid increase is fueled by both new investor inflows and the FOMO effect. However, it is also common for some investors to take profits during this rally, so price movements may develop in the form of sudden jumps and corrections. Such a move by Zbcn would not only affect the price in the short term, but also contribute to the project's long-term roadmap. Integration with an established platform like Uphold means not just a temporary price increase, but also a lasting user base and a wider investor audience. This strengthens the project's ecosystem and solidifies its position in the market. For long-term investors, developments like these can lay the foundation for a stable upward trend in the price chart. Another important effect of such partnerships is attracting institutional investor interest to the project. While small investors tend to react quickly to social media signals, large funds and institutional investors generally wait for concrete developments such as official partnerships and reliable exchange listings. If a partnership between Zbcn and Uphold truly begins, it could also attract institutional investors. The entry of larger amounts of capital into the project could cause the price to rise much faster and more strongly. The timing of such a partnership announcement is also important. If the crypto market is already in a generally positive trend, such news can have a multiplied effect. When the market is in a bullish mode, investor risk appetite is high, and positive news is priced in much more quickly. Conversely, if the market is in a general stagnation, such news can still have a positive impact, but the effect may be more limited. The expectations created in the market by the photo shared by Zbcn can also have reflections on the technical analysis side. For example, if there is a resistance level that the price has been unable to break for a long time, such news flow can provide the volume and momentum needed to break it. Once the resistance is broken, technically, new target levels come into play, and the price enters a new upward zone in the eyes of investors. This reinforces the news's effect from a technical perspective. Additionally, strategic posts of this kind via social media carry an important message in terms of community management. The project team shows that they're engaged with investors and want them to feel the developments. These steps strengthen community loyalty and help the project survive in the long run. In short, Zbcn's post hinting at a possible partnership with Uphold carries a multi-layered significance in terms of technical analysis, investor psychology, community management, and long-term project development. If such a development actually takes place, it is likely that the price will be positively affected not only in the short term, but also in the long term. Therefore, carefully monitoring such signals is of critical importance for investors who want to seize opportunities early.
Yes, friends, I hope you liked the video. If you subscribe to my channel and like the video, more videos will be coming. Be careful in your investments, analyze the risks correctly, and always take strategic steps. I will be with you with different analyses, investment opportunities, and technical information in my videos. I wish you all a lot of profit. See you soon.